In order for things to change, you have to have women in charge of the biggest pools of money. Moving the needle in terms of capital deployed moves the needle in terms of ultimate impact on the various industries. I'm Lisa Shields. I'm an early stage investor and founder of a fintech company. Early in my career, I was a working engineer, and I came to entrepreneurship mid-career, probably when I was about 38 years old. When I started my first business, which is a payments technology company called Hyperwallet, I tried to raise money, but I was spectacularly unsuccessful at raising money. So I ran a bootstrapped technology company out of necessity, not out of desire. Having said that, we did have angel investors. There was about 8 individuals that wrote between $50,000 and $100,000 checks, with no rational or reasonable expectation of ever generating a return. So my rationale for getting into angel investing was really quite simple. It was payback time. The first investment I made was in a couple, I'm going to call them biotech testing technology companies, even though I had no domain experience at all, because I thought the people were interesting, the technology was interesting. I look at opportunities on a case-by-case basis. Almost all of my investments are outside of my domain, which is financial technology and payments. But most particularly, I have a preference for companies that don't require hundreds of millions of dollars of capital. So they don't necessarily need to be the great thing you read about in TechCrunch and the next unicorn. Because my dollars, and 8 angels getting together can really make that business sort of sing. When you first start investing, it's not only extremely comforting, but it's highly advisable to become part of the group. So I started investing through the Creative Destruction Lab here in Toronto. I hadn't done any investing up until that stage. So part of the excitement of being in CDL was the fact that I could sit in a meeting and basically take not even second but third seats behind them when they made an investment. I called it baby angel investing, and I was unapologetic about using that word. It showed me that even within the angels, people can have very different theses, very different approaches to the kind of companies, the degree with which they're going to work with the companies. Having said that, what I definitely noticed, and a different way of investors interrogating and evaluating women-led companies. There was a bias towards thinking that they were smaller opportunities, smaller businesses, and it's a subtle thing. So I kind of got a little bit angry about that, and so I specifically decided to break from the herd, write a small check to a woman-led company. I got a lot of pleasure from that. And guess what? They're crushing it, dude. Of everything in our industry, having women investors, this is the most important criteria for making the world a better place. Because it's not about getting to equality, 50-50 money going place. It's about actually seeding and growing the best companies. I have no idea what kind of companies are going to shape the future, but I hope to be involved in some of them someday.